Every summer, when the sun is shining bright and fireworks light up the night sky, we celebrate a very special day called the 4th of July. This day is not just about having fun with our family and friends, it's also about remembering a very important event that happened a long time ago. The story of the 4th of July begins way back in the year 1776, over 240 years ago. At that time, a group of people lived in a place we now call America. These people, called the colonists, were ruled by a king from a faraway land called England. The king made many rules and taxes the colonists did not like. Taxes were a way England paid for things, but the colonists had no say in what should be taxed and how much they should pay in taxes. Along with this, one of the biggest complaints was that the king didn't allow the colonists to have a say in how they were governed or ruled. They felt like they were not being treated fairly. Imagine being told what to do all the time without having a chance to share your thoughts or have any say. This made many colonists very angry. To fix this situation, a special gathering called the Continental Congress was held. This was a meeting of leaders from all the American colonies. These leaders were brave and smart people who wanted to change things for the better. Among them was a man named Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson was a talented writer, and he understood the feelings of the colonists very well. With the help of John Adams and Benjamin Franklin, he began to write a letter, but not just any letter. This letter was to tell the king that the colonists wanted to break away and become independent. This meant they wanted to have their own country, free from the king's rules and unfair taxes. On July 2, 1776, the Continental Congress voted to declare independence. It was a bold move, but it wasn't until 2 days later, on July 4th, that the Declaration of Independence was officially adopted. It explained why the colonists wanted to be free and listed all the reasons they believed everyone should have certain rights. It included the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These ideas are very important and are still cherished by many people today. Finally, all of the people working on the Declaration signed it. This was a very courageous decision, because by turning against England, they might be giving up their very own freedom and lives. It was a historic moment. The colonists had taken a huge step towards becoming their very own country. While Thomas Jefferson is well known for writing the Declaration of Independence, there were many others who helped. George Washington was another important person. He later became the leader of the army and fought bravely to help win the American Revolution against the British. The Declaration of Independence was just the first step. The war to gain independence lasted for several years. Many battles were fought. Many lives were lost. It was a very scary time for the colonists and its leaders, but in the end, the colonists won. George Washington later became the first president of the United States, and many people admire him for his courage and leadership. Another important person was Benjamin Franklin. Franklin was not only a great inventor and scientist, but he was also good with politics. He traveled to France to ask for help during the war, and thanks to his efforts, France decided to support the American colonists. This support was very helpful in defeating the British. When the Declaration was first read in 1776, there was much celebration, but the first organized celebration took place on July 4th, 1777, a year later. In Philadelphia, people gathered together to celebrate their desire for independence. They rang church bells and held parades. This was still a time of war, so all of the biggest ships were lined up in the harbor and decorated. There were speeches, music, and a great sense of joy in the air. As the years went by, the 4th of July celebrations grew even bigger and more festive. By the late 1800s, fireworks became a popular way to celebrate Independence Day. Families would gather in their backyards or go to parks to watch fireworks light up the night sky. Parades featuring marching bands, floats, and even people dressed as important historical figures became common sights. Songs like Yankee Doodle and the Star-Spangled Banner would fill the air, reminding everyone of the spirit of independence. When we fast forward to today, the 4th of July is a special day for millions of Americans. Families spend time together and participate in fun activities. Many people start the day with a big breakfast or later a barbecue. Cooking juicy burgers and hot dogs on the grill with family is a beloved way to celebrate. Since it's the summer, most people spend the time outside or swimming in the pool or doing other water sports. Throughout the day, cities all over the country host parades where people dress up in red, white, and blue, waving American flags. School bands and veterans march proudly down the street, and communities come together to cheer them on. It creates a wonderful sense of unity and joy that can be felt everywhere. As night falls, the excitement continues with the spectacular fireworks shows. These shows are often the highlight of the day. People gather in parks, beaches, or backyards to watch the dazzling displays of color and shapes lighting up the sky. Many families have their own traditions, such as picnics or barbecues, followed by lying on a blanket to watch the sparkling fireworks above. Patriotic music is played, and rural towns host rodeos. Light shows using programmed drones have also started to become popular. Some people also choose to celebrate by attending concerts or watching special sports events. Baseball games, often called America's pastime, are a favorite on Independence Day. Many teams have special celebrations, including fireworks, after the game. Throughout the years, the 4th of July has evolved, but the spirit of celebration remains the same. It's a day filled with joy, family, friends, and a deep appreciation for the freedoms we enjoy. Many people take time to reflect on the importance of freedom and what America stands for. Schools and communities often organize programs reminding everyone how important it is to celebrate our shared history. It's also a perfect time to think about what it means to be a good citizen today. Being a good citizen means showing respect for others, helping those in need, and making the country we live in a better place. As young Americans, it's important to understand the values of kindness, empathy, and justice that our ancestors worked for. America is a land of indigenous people, people who have already lived here, and immigrants. Immigrants mean people who have journeyed from other countries to make a new life here. This may mean ancestors from long ago or more recently. People of all backgrounds have a part to play, and all immigrants are to be celebrated along with America's pilgrims, pioneers, and founders. The 4th of July is not just another day on the calendar. It's a celebration filled with history, meaning, and joy. We remember the bravery of people who dreamed of a place where everyone could be free. From its humble beginnings with ringing bells and simple gatherings to the grand celebrations we see today, the 4th of July brings people together to celebrate America. So when you celebrate this special day, whether by watching amazing fireworks, enjoying delicious food, or participating in a fun parade, remember the history behind it all. Let's cherish our freedoms and honor those who have made it possible.